Valentines, everyone. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the day with your loved ones, or you're having fun with your friends. Whatever the case is, Valentine's is always fun. So, wanted to do a special video release date drop. This is going to be my Meer's deck profile for standard. You don't really play it in premium, but it's very fitting because you got all these presents from Meer right here, so you got to make sure you pick these up. These are important to have. And just to make it more fun, I try to make the deck in line with Valentine, so a lot of the cards I am using is from the starter deck. This is like a super budget-friendly deck, not really expensive to make at all, and it's pretty fun. It's not like super strong compared to Melody or the Anj Turia deck, the whatchamacallit, the not reindeer, but the Vert deck. So it's probably, levels below that, but it's definitely going to be the most fun you'll have with it. It's super cheap to make, and it's really cool. Nice, interesting gameplay. So let's take a quick look at the deck. So first, our starter is Pure Glitter Ulchi. Just your starter. I'm using this art because she's giving out some candy, so we got to make sure we use this one. Next, we have our trigger lineup. 4 draw perfect guards, 8 criticals, and 4 heals. So of course, in line with the theme, this is the giving the gifts of chocolates, so that's what I'm using, but it's pretty standard trigger lineup. You don't need the sentinel crits, you do want the draw PGs, there's more value with that. So pretty standard trigger lineup. Next we have our grade 1s, so pretty much all of it is going to be from the new set. Some you can probably change out, but this is what I felt like was pretty solid. We have 4 Ellies. Pretty much it's just going to be a good defense card. You kind of want to grind the game out a bit longer. You want to start building up the presence into your hand, so you don't want to get rushed out. And with the way that everything is played out right now, it's such a fast game, you gotta slow it down. So pretty much 4 Ellies. These are just like vanilla heals in your hand once you got the engine going. Next, we have 4 Sednas. Her effect is when placed on the Vanguard or Rear Guard, from hand, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck to add a grade 3 and then discard a card. So really good. If you go second, you discard the Quick Shield. If you go first, doesn't really matter. But the idea is that you want to get Meer into your hand as consistently as possible, because we are running a little light on the grade 3 compared to like other decks. Next we have 4 copies of Helga. Very important. She's pretty much your 13k booster if you have the Meer's present in your hand. And then what's cool is that when she attacks or you attack it boosts, it hits the Vanguard, you can counterblast and draw a card. So drawing is always good. That's very nifty. And then to round up our grade 1s, we use 2 copies of Radka. She's from also the new set. Pretty much is when you ride her on the Vanguard and she hits, you draw a card. So that's some pretty good value. But mainly her axe skill, which is really important. It's retire this card, look at 2 cards from the top of your deck, put 1 into your hand and the other in the drop zone. So again, this is just a consistency card, just more filtering. Filtering is good because you want to get the Meer in your hand consistently, and you also want to get the Ellies in the drop zone, things like that. You want to get that going. Then for our grade 2 lineup, very simple. Again, like the other standard Bermuda list, you're going to use 4 Aquas. This is just a good card. It helps you filter out your deck, reuse Sedna, and some of your other cards. She gains 5k if there's another unit in the same column. So Aqua is still crucial for the deck. And then we also have 4 Leaves a Lot. Best card right here. This card is just busted. You pretty much use this card to get soul. You can go a little greedy and call the card out, but soul is a little important, so you wanna soul charge some cards. And then finally, we have Petra in the deck. This is our Meer Grade 2 support card. Really important. That's usually your ideal ride target. When placed, you Soul Blast 2. So this is when you have to ride it as Vanguard. You Soul Blast 2, you search your deck for Meer and add it to your hand. Simple as that. And then she has an auto skill on the rear guard that can pretty much end the game if you time it right. So her effect is when it attacks, and then if a card was put from your damage zone to your drop zone this turn, your opponent cannot call Sentinels to Guardian from hand. So really good. It's a Sentinel Guard Restrict for Meer. I wouldn't say it's your like consistent game plan, and then you also have to make sure the Meer effect goes off to heal. So sometimes you might get lucky and trigger a heal trigger during your battle phase, so that's kind of cool. But mostly it's supposed to combine with the Meer Grade 3 effect. So this is your best Grade 2 ride target. Ideally, you always want to ride into Petra, so keep that in mind. And then last but not least, our Grade 3s. So we have 4 copies of Sweetest Sister Meer. Pretty much, the theme of the deck is she's supposed to be your little sister, and she just wants to give you some presents. So of course, you're going to accept it. So at the beginning of your main phase, you put a Meer's Present marker into your hand. So you put one of these into your hand at the start of your main phase. So pretty much you ride, you get. Because stand, draw, ride. Stand, draw, ride, and then your main phase. So you'll always get the your marker at the first turn. At the beginning of your battle phase, auto on Vanguard, you reveal any number of the presents, and then all of your rear guards get 5k. And then if you reveal 2 presents, then you can counterblast and then heal. So this is at the beginning of your battle phase. So you don't do this during the main. It's just when you start your battle, you reveal, and then you can counterblast to heal out a card. So that's pretty interesting for Bermuda Triangle. I don't think Bermuda had a heal card effect, so that's cool. And then it has an Axe skill, Counterblast, Soul Blast. Look at 2 cards from the top of your deck, call up to 1 card from among them to rear, and put the rest to the top of your deck in any order. So it kind of gives you a preview on what you're about to drive check. Helps you get a card on the board, so it's a nice +1 there. And then plus, if you look at the, since you're kind of stacking your deck, you can use cards like the Grade 1 Radka here, because her effect is you look at the top 2. So if the card you stack is not that good, you can get rid of it. So very cool effect, I think. The flavor of her giving you a present is pretty cute. I like that a lot. And it's only a triple R. Not too hard to get, not too expensive. So very good card. And then to round up our Grade 3s, I use from the trial deck, Graceful Prayer Me. Pretty much, this is your 28k beater. Really strong attacker. You don't want to ride this at all. This is not ideal, but it's a pretty solid card. The idea, though, mainly is you want your board to be like this. Full board. Go like that, like that. Let's grab some green ones. We can grab these 3. So pretty much what Ami does is that if you attack the Vanguard and you have a full board, 5 units, so full board, she gains 15k power. So that's going to be important because usually by the time you have 2 markers in your hand, everything is going to be gaining 10k. So the force marker you want to be using, we'll pretend these are force markers, will be force 2. So you want to try to stack up on force 2 like that. Pretty much you're just going to be hitting for really strong numbers with showing off the Mere presence. Everything will gain 10k. These things gain 15k. So it's pretty crazy. And then these gain an additional 5k when you reveal via present. These don't stack though, these are continuous skills. So they don't stack. But pretty much you're going to be hitting like old melody numbers for insane power. And then you're going to be healing out every time you're using her effect. So that's the idea of the deck. Pretty fun at the local level. I wouldn't take it to a BCS, but then you could. It'll maybe catch your opponent off guard because the power of this deck is really, really high and it's very easy to use. Not a hard deck to play. It's just that it's really slow, so it does take a while to set the deck up. So keep that in mind. Anyway, this is my deck profile for my Meer standard deck. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and make sure you guys like, subscribe, and then I will see you in the next one.